Hello everyone, Pigeon Detective here again, and today's video is going to be something slightly different. I'm actually going to be giving you some tips for completing the Halo Wars 2 campaign on Legendary. Although Legendary difficulty isn't that much different from normal difficulty, it can be quite tricky at times throughout the campaign. Hopefully with these tips you can find it a bit more manageable. But before we start, don't forget to smash that like button, and if you want to check out my other videos, then don't forget to subscribe as well. Now for the tips. Number 1, know the mission. It obviously helps if you know what you have to do before you have to do it. So completing the campaign on a lower difficulty beforehand is what I would recommend. But this isn't necessary. Knowing what objectives you will need to do to complete the mission beforehand will give you an edge in completing the mission, as you know what to expect. Knowing what types of enemies you'll face will also give you an advantage in terms of what unit to build. Examples, if they've got aircraft, you know how to build Wolverines. If they've got vehicles, you know how to build Cyclopses and Kodiaks. If they've got infantry, you know, anti-infantry, so tanks and stuff like that. You get the idea. Tip number 2, don't try and rush through it. It's Legendary, not easy. You won't be able to just walk through the mission like a walk in the park. Take it slow, make sure you're paying attention to your units and your base. Otherwise, you could end up losing units, which slows you down or gets you closer to failing the mission. If you do fail a mission, however, it's not the end of the world. Practice makes perfect. You're more likely going to complete it second time around if you know where you went wrong the first time. Tip 3. Don't focus on bonus objectives. Completing the bonus objectives are nice, but you're trying to just pass the mission here. Going for all the bonus objectives isn't something I would recommend. It might distract you from the main objective and set you back further. Maybe you'll lose units, you might lose a base. Or it might just take so much time that it's just really not worth it. Or you might not even be able to complete the bonus objective and fail the mission. All things you might want to avoid. Tip number 4. Play co-op. Co-op campaign in Halo Wars 2 is fun and makes tougher difficulties a lot easier. If you have someone looking after the army and attacking, and then the other person is protecting the base and making new troops and completing upgrades, it makes the mission much more manageable. As long as the person building the base remembers to send the units they have built over to the person who's controlling the army. Otherwise, you could have the person with no army not having an army where they need it. Tip number 5. Look for help. If you really get stuck, look at how other people have done it. Go on YouTube, look at campaign walkthroughs and see what they've done and see if you're getting ideas for that and see if it will possibly work for you. But if you don't want to, then like I said earlier, practice makes perfect. The more you practice, the better you will be. Tip number 6. Control the map. On some missions you'll need to capture points for so long to essentially beat the enemy. Much like a game of Blitz, Domination or Strongholds in online multiplayer. These missions are generally the harder missions I found in the game in my experience. I found it's better to hold 2 out of the 3 stations or towers, as then you don't have to spread your units or army so thinly. Or you could have one big army of aircraft that can move freely about the map, as aircraft are a lot faster than ground units. Oh, and one thing, stay away from the retriever on mission 11. That thing's a pain in the arse. Tip number 7. Have fun and learn. The campaign in Halo Wars 2 is great and it's a lot of fun to play. There are lots of ways to improve as a player, as it will put you in lots of different scenarios, which will only help you in online multiplayer. And there you have it. Hopefully with these tips you'll gain better control over the missions and help you progress as a player. Once you've completed the toughest difficulty on the game, you can go on the easier difficulties and go through any achievements that you need. As always, if you did enjoy the video, don't forget to give it a like and remember to subscribe for more. And I'll see you guys all in matchmaking. Goodbye.